Hi, how's everybody doing? I think that's that time of year to start going over future hiking plans for the 2025 hiking season. For those of you that are new here, hi, I'm Goob. My short story is that after doing 20 years in the military, I retired in the spring of 2021 and started my thru hiking career. Started out with the Appalachian Trail, absolutely fell in love with it, and just kept on going. Following year, I did the Pacific Crest Trail, and then continued with the Continental Divide Trail. And after doing the Triple Crown, my current goal is to do all the rest of the 11 National Scenic Trails. So last year in 24, I did the Arizona Trail and then also the Ice Age Trail. So what's next on the list? Coming up is going to be Florida. Florida is going to be a good winter hike coming up. So just around the corner in about 6 weeks or so now, I think, will be early January. And that's usually when the average person goes out and starts the Florida Trail. So I think that's when I'm going to tag in for that. I've been keeping an eye on different Facebook groups and things for when there's usually a kickoff ceremony that goes to kind of get people going out there to start the trail down in the southern terminus in the Big Cypress Swamp, which is just west of Miami. So that's where I'm going to be starting, planning on going Nobo. But they usually have a kickoff ceremony in early January sometime, but I haven't seen a date posted on that yet. And we're getting into the time period where I need to start making coordinated plans for getting down there and getting airline tickets. So I just went ahead and got my tickets booked, so I'll be starting in early January. And with my usual 2-week delay for when the videos come out, somewhere around January 20th or so, expect to start seeing some videos come out, but that's dependent on when exactly I start. So just keep an eye out for that. But I'm not sure the exact length of the Florida Trail. I keep seeing different numbers depending on what website you look at. So I've seen it as long as like 1,600 miles and as short as 1,000 miles. So I think it's somewhere in the middle of that, 1,100 miles or so. We'll kind of see how it goes. We'll figure it out when we get out there. I've done kind of minimal planning at this point for looking at the Florida Trail, but plan on starting in the south, going north, finishing up in the Panhandle somewhere. Approximately 2 months or so is the length that I'm looking at completing for that trail, so that'll take us through January and February into early March time frame. So after I get done with the Florida Trail, not too long after that is going to be prime summertime thru hiking season, and I think I'm going to put the U.S. National Scenic Trails on hold and shift over to doing something a little more international, a little more overseas. And for a long time now, I've had Japan as a huge interest, side hobby of mine. I've been over there several times on just my own little vacations over the last couple of years. I haven't been back in country since like 2013, I think, so it's definitely been a while. But the dollar to yen ratio is extremely beneficial for somebody who's currently not living in Japan. The dollar is really, really strong right now. So I've always had doing a thru hike of Japan on the back burner. I just didn't know when I was going to fit it into the schedule, and it just seems really beneficial to go ahead and knock it out sooner rather than later. So I think I'm going to shift over and do a thru hike of Japan. I think that's going to be awesome. I can get around well enough through the country, speaking Japanese at a moderate level, reading menus, getting myself in and out of trouble decently enough, I think. So I think that's what we're going to be going for. I'll be starting in the south and going cross country through some of the main islands and ending up in the northern tip of Hokkaido. It's approximately around 2,000 miles of an adventure. There's no official route or anything. It's just kind of do whatever you want. And I think a Japan thru hike is going to be a lot more in line with what doing the Camino de Santiago is going to be like, where it's definitely more of a cultural experience and not so much of like a Pacific Crest Trail hiking through the mountains every day. So it's going to be a lot more town-to-town, road walks, and if there's opportunities to do different trails to get from one way but continuing, still moving north and stuff, then we'll figure it out as we go. But Japan is going to be the big hike for the year. I can't wait, and it's going to be awesome. Full end-to-end thru hike. So I think that'll be starting around early April, and that'll take us as long as it takes. So stand by for more information on that. As soon as I get back from Florida, I'll be shifting into Japan mode, and we'll start figuring stuff out really quick because I'll only be home for a couple of weeks before getting on a plane and heading overseas. So that takes us into the fall time frame for 2025. When I get back from Japan, It'll probably be somewhere in late September, I'm guessing, so I'll have a small window of opportunity at the end of the hiking season for what to accomplish next. So I would say at this point there's like a 50-50% chance whether I get out and do one more short section of something in October-ish time frame before winter really sets in. I think it's all going to be dependent on if we get a big early winter in the States, and I'll try to figure out where I can try to get myself to do a little bit more hiking, or the season may just end at that point. We'll kind of see how it goes. I'm going to play that one a little more on the fly, and we'll make that final decision after I get back from Japan. But so far, those are the two big through hikes for the year 2025. I'm super excited, and you guys can keep a closer eye follow on what I'm doing through the Facebook group that I have, Goob's Adventures on Facebook, and I've got a link posted down below so you guys can check that. That'll be the place to find a little more behind the scenes info and pictures, stuff that doesn't get released in the daily vlogs that I do of the hiking itself. So I think that's it for now. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and we'll see you out there on trail hitting Florida soon.